Hey, what's going on, y'all?
We are back and we are black, and as you can see my door handle now, so that's a new development. I am testing out where I want to be positioned during our episodes, and you know that we're like raw with you guys. I tell you guys everything. So if someone comes in, hopefully it's my roommate. If it's not my roommate, immediately call 911 because that's the only other person who has a key here. But please, we hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving weekend. Yes. 4 days off.
4 whole days, y'all.
Some people went back to work on Friday after having either Thursday off or Wednesday and Thursday off. I can't imagine that. Like, I mean, I don't have a regular schedule anyway, but when I did have a regular schedule, that was school, and it would be 4 days off, and then you go back, and the rest is literally just like playtime.
I would hate it. To be honest. Honestly, once I got back to work on Monday, I'm like, I just need one more day.
Like one more day would make it worse. One more day would like make you not show up, I feel.
I was very close. Like on Monday, I'm like, I don't know how much longer I can take this. And I had to go. We have to go to make a living, guys. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. I actually tried, which we're gonna upload to our Patreon because we've been posting on that a lot more. And if you are a Patreon member, we'll be having a Patreon happy hour. When is it, Aaron?
It's gonna be Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, so that's this Friday.
Yeah, Patreon. And it's for our premier members.
Oh yeah, top tier members. Yeah. Then we'll do another one for everyone, just in case. Yes. Like, just because we haven't had one in a bit, we'll do one for everyone. But this first one is for the premier members. Anyways, that's Friday, 7 p.m. Be there or don't. You know, it's up to you. But yeah, Thanksgiving was good. I tried a new recipe because I had an earlier Thanksgiving. Because I was being a brat and I said that I wasn't celebrating any holidays this year except my birthday because I always end up in the hospital. Like last year, I was in the hospital for Thanksgiving, I was in the hospital for my birthday, I was in the hospital for Christmas, and I got out just in time for New Year. So I was like, I don't want to do anything for Thanksgiving because what happened is I buy all this food, or I even get to like cook the food, but then I start like I have a sickle cell episode. So I'm like, you know what? I just don't even want to do it. I'm not doing it. And then my mom was like, okay, what about if we do Thanksgiving early? So we did it on Saturday, the Saturday before. We did like a secret Thanksgiving, and it was great because I made the mac and cheese, and I have the best mac and cheese recipe. I don't know if you guys know in your culture, whoever makes the mac and cheese has the sauce. And I got the sauce. There's no bigger honor than it's more important than the turkey, more important than the dressing, more important than any other dish. So if you fuck the mac and cheese up, you cannot cook for some years. Yeah, so I did something and it came out great. That was good. But then actually on Thanksgiving, I found this not viral, but like this recipe of this guy on Instagram. And he did, instead of like a turkey, he did turkey wings. And the turkey wings was covered like in this gravy. It was smothered turkey wings and white rice. So I did smothered turkey wings, white rice, and corn. And then for the dessert, since my mom had already made pumpkin pie, I did southern banana pudding. So it was bomb.com. And then later that day, I went to see the Hunger Games prequel, and it was really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Jennifer Lawrence definitely is better. You know, the OG is better. But I had been hearing mixed reviews about this prequel because it's about the guy that is on their current one, but just like when he was younger, like President Snow or whatever. It's basically how he got to be the beast that he is. And you see in this very movie, like he starts off as someone who wants to protect this girl, the songbird, basically, because she sings. saves for her supper. But then some shady shit starts happening. He kills a few people to get her ahead. She finds out that he was willing to kill these people without telling. Like, there's one person that he killed without telling her, and she got the fuck ASAP. Like, when I say she took him in the woods, and then it was raining, and he thought they were going to live there happily ever after he ran away from the Capitol. No, it was a completely different, it's still kind of new, so I don't want to ruin the end, but that is not what happens. And you see how he turns out to be President Snow. So it was cooking all day, eating dinner for like 10 minutes, because you always eat like in like 5 minutes. And then later on, I went and I saw a movie. How was your Thanksgiving?
That sounds fun. It was pretty good. I would say the same. It was a lot of cooking. I did a turkey, and you know what? Next year, because I did this for the past few years, but next year I'm not doing shit. I've already made up in my mind this was way too much work. I did this turkey. I did dressing. I did a new mac and cheese recipe. I did lamb chops. I did cornbread.
A chef's Thanksgiving.
I did
How many
greens.
people did you cook for? Because I thought it was just.
It was me. It was my grandma.
Okay.
It was my cousin because she got a plate. And then I invited my neighbor over for a plate. So she got one too. But she's also vegan. So it wasn't really nothing that she could eat. But she came over. So so that was that. And then most of all, it was Bailey, my dog Bailey. So she had some, and then me. So I didn't really have I didn't have an audience.
You cooked a lot of shit.
And I do that. I make this mistake every year because I go into a Food Network TV mood.
Okay, you're cooking a whole turkey.
Yeah.
I thought you were just gonna do
I wanted to do turkey wings.
Or, like turkey legs or whatever.
Yeah.
But not only did you do that, when I saw that you pulled out lamb chops, I'm like, did you win the lottery?
No. Listen, the lamb chops were on sale. That's the only reason we had lamb chops. The turkey wings were not available, so I had to get a whole ass turkey, which actually was a lot cheaper because turkey wings they want like just like a lung and a kidney.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was just like
turkey for like $10-15, whereas
in a big one,
it's like $10-15 for like one pack, and it's not even equal to a turkey.
And I'm like, please give me an 8 to 10 pound turkey. And of course, the guy went to the store and he's like, oh, they only have like 12 to 14, and I'm like,
that's like an extra.
Every year we go through the same.
Butter, an extra hour cooking, an extra.
Too much. Broth. By the time I was done, I kid you guys not, like I didn't even want to eat. By the time I was done cooking, I'm like, I don't even want to eat this. I'm not in the mood. And I had all this food. What I will say is that the mac and cheese came out a lot better this year because I decided to add a special ingredient.
Are you going to share it?
I'll give you guys one because it was 2 special ingredients.
Right.
But the one that I say what really did it for the mac and cheese was the heavy whipping cream instead of milk. That's what I did differently this time around.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, I'm not going to give away the other thing. But the second one, I will say, sour cream.
Ooh, okay.
In addition to the heavy whipping cream.
Wow, you gave it away because that's really important. Because everybody.
Yeah, but there's a spice. There's a spice.
I feel like I know what you're talking about, though.
What is it?
Is it red?
Is it red? I know everyone knows to put the pepper.
Oh, okay. I'm like, is it smoked paprika?
Everyone knows the smoked paprika. It's another one. It's another one that you wouldn't be able to guess. But if you want the recipe, I'll send you the recipe.
Okay.
If you DM me the recipe, I'll send you the recipe. I also uploaded the picture of the mac and cheese from that day that I did it bubbling in the stove. And people were like DMing me like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, because it was really that. It was really that girl. Okay, it was really.
It was going down. I love when the mac and cheese does that too. Like when it comes out and it looks like so good. And if I had enough strength,
you cook yours the day of. I wasn't raised like that, and I'm not doing that. I'm not starting that today.
But the only reason I did it is because I did my dressing and I prepped my turkey the day before. So after that, I was tired. When you make homemade stuff, like you know how it is to make homemade.
It's just start the day before.
It's not fun at all.
If not, sorry guys, literally my iPad was about to fly on the other side of the road. If that happens, just pretend that it didn't. Anyways, so the other ingredient, that heavy whipping cream and that sour cream, it not only makes it creamier, but I don't know. Okay, I saw this big debate. Do you put egg or do you not put egg?
I put egg.
You have to have egg.
I put egg. But here's a trick that my mom taught me that I'll share with you guys. Whip the egg up before you put it into the pan of mac and cheese.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm going to tell you guys how to prepare it. I'm just not going to give you guys that secret ingredient unless you DM me. So obviously you're going to take the cooked noodles. You're going to cook them first, obviously. But then what you're going to do is in a separate thing, you're going to get block cheese. I don't know if it's sharp or extra sharp. Are you a sharp or are you an extra sharp girl?
A sharp. I like sharp.
Me, with the block, I do extra sharp because I like that tang in there. So I do extra sharp. It's like a big block cheese. You cut it up into cubes, and then you get the sprinkled cheese, which is going to be like a mix of Colby Jack and like the Monterey Jack. And then, okay, you have like a bowl, and then you mix like the wet ingredients. So it's going to be like egg, the heavy whipping cream, the sour cream, and a little bit of half and half, some butter. You whip all the wet ingredients together, and then you season that whole. So salt, pepper, smoked paprika, obviously, the secret ingredient. And then, like, once you're about to take those noodles off, once they're al dente, or whatever you call it, you put the cubed cheese in, you mix it together. You put half of the shredded cheese in, you mix that together. You take it out, you put it in the pan, and then you pour all of the wet ingredients over it. You mix it a little bit, and then you take the rest of the shredded cheese, you put it on top of the mac and cheese, and then you bake that whole until it looks golden brown. And it slaps.
I believe it.
Way. That's like the black way. Mm-hmm. So we're giving you tips to go and try for Christmas. Or just this weekend, because this, like, everyone was like eating their leftovers this weekend. I didn't have leftovers from those turkey wings because it was just turkey wings and gravy and corn. So everyone was having stuffing and mac and cheese. And all I could think about was the prior weekend when I had that good ass like pie, stuffing, I'm a green bean casserole girl. I don't care what anyone says. I liked the green bean casserole with the French onion on top.
Why are you saying it like this? Like,
because a lot of people, and I won't name them, are saying that green bean casserole is not good. It is good.
Who's saying that?
Go on Black Twitter. Go on.
Okay.
Go on Shade Room. Go on. Even post to your story. Be like, do y'all eat green bean casserole?
They'll be like, nope, we don't.
It's just humiliating. And you know what? I'm like, more for me and my stuffing and my gravy hoes. But anyways, we hope y'all enjoy y'all Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And let's move on into Aaron. I know that you were watching something, but before we get into that, we got to move on into Black Excellence. Then we'll go to what you're watching and whatever else comes up. Who is your Black Excellence of this week?
My Black Excellence is actually going to go to the cast of Rap Shit because I caught up. They are doing an amazing job. At first, I wasn't too sure, but after this episode, it picked back up, and I'm like, I like the show a lot. even though two of the girls, they kind of look alike, so I get them confused. I'm like, wait, but I love the show. They're doing an amazing job.
You know what? It's not really a lot of promo. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because they're still wrapping it, but the strike is over, so they should be promoting.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's not.
I would imagine that they would go 10 times harder.
Yeah,
promoting it, because that's what's happening with all the movies and the shows. Everyone's on Sherry's show. Everyone's on The View. Everyone's on Mark and Kelly. Everyone is trying to get their content out there because it can be talked about now. And a lot of things are back in production, especially.
Maybe we'll see it soon, though. They are 4 episodes in now, so hopefully we get some promo soon. But it's a really good show. First season was really good, but second season is even better in my opinion.
Did you start? Well, were you a week by week person when they did the first season?
No, I wasn't. I'll be honest. I just started it like once the season was about to wrap. That's kind of when I fell in and I started it. And I was like, let me see what this is about. I was one of those people that were kind of salty about Insecure ending. So I'm like,
I don't want these episodes.
I don't really want to watch this because they're getting on my nerves already. But once I started watching it, I'm like, oh, I kind of like these girls. I kind of like the cast. And then once I really started watching it, I'm like, okay, I really like the cast, especially knowing that you're going to see some of the Insecure cast in rap shit.
I like it because I'm not caught up, but I like it because it's Miami.
Yeah. And you can tell there are certain parts that are loosely based off of City Girls. Like you can definitely see it. But it's very authentic. Because these are new characters and they have a lot going. Y'all just gotta see it. It's a lot going on. It's more than meets the eye. It's more than the promotions that you've seen. It's spectacular. Where's Lady Gaga when I need her to like give that speech? But it's spectacular, guys. Start watching. You won't be disappointed. You're gonna laugh. I'm not gonna say you're gonna cry. The music is amazing too. I just heard a Summer Walker song and I'm like, yeah. I like this show.
You know what, Issa, she's really gonna do a score. She's gonna do a score.
Yeah, even the episodes where I'm like, oh, this is a filler episode. The score is so good to the point where you're watching
Euphoria. Like one thing about Euphoria, they might do drugs and somebody might be dying, but
they're gonna have some music that make you bop your head a little bit.
Exactly.
So who is your Black Excellence going to?
Okay, so my Black Excellence is going to go, since we're talking about music industry giant, underrated giant, king producer, Metro Boomin. I don't know when this happened. I think it was either September or October. He had like a symphony concert where, I mean, they've been doing this for a while now, but it was all the Metro Boomin songs. Well, not all of them, but the really popular ones that he did, you know, like Where You At, like, you know, the ones with Travis Scott, the ones with Future. You know, Metro Boomin produces the best rap beats in the game. Him and a couple other people, obviously, but it's mainly like when you hear Metro Boomin want some more, nigga, that is gonna slap. So he had like an orchestra and he was dressed like a maestro. And it was just a good time. All of the hits like Bad and Bougie, just to hear them broken down into an instrumental version with a live orchestra. So good. It was so good. It's on YouTube. Type in Metro Boomin Orchestra. I don't know what it is. You'll see it's like an hour and a half. And it's just like, obviously, there's a disconnect with how amazing the production of music is and obviously the lyrics that go with it. Because you're hearing, when you break it down, you hear this beautiful violins, trombones, like all of these instruments that you don't really notice because you're too busy vibing to Percocet, Molly Percocet. And honestly, fuck it. The words are fun to sing along to. The words make you turn up. But it's really when you strip these songs down and you see that it's the string section and it's the bass section and it's the whatever section.
And then you realize that it's been Andre 3000 all this time.
It's been Andre 3000 all along. So shout out to Metro Boomin. Love Metro Boomin. I definitely think that everyone should check it out. Your favorite songs are going to be stripped down. You're still going to bop as if they were played in the club. It's just you're hearing it in a whole different way. It's like Tiny Desk. You know what Tiny Desk does for singers? You hear their vocals and rappers. You really hear them present themselves in a stripped down version. This is what it's like for like a Tiny Desk for producers. You really hear the instruments in those songs. So
don't they have that song on Bridgerton?
Huh? Yeah.
I felt like I heard a Future song on Bridgerton. I could be wrong.
I don't know if it was exactly Future, but I know that it was Beyonce. Like they had some bops on both Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte. Like they strip it now.
Yeah.
Just like that. But yeah, moving on. You're watching something that you wanted to give your thoughts on.
I did, y'all. I wanted to give my thoughts on A La Carte. That's the show on All Black with Candy Burris. That show that they keep pushing and promoting. And I was like, what is this? I don't know what it is, but I actually started watching it because after I got done with Family Business.
That's what I'm saying. It must be because you were in the mood of Family Business.
Yeah, I was like, let me actually look this show up and see what it's about because it has so many fun people that we know and that we've seen before. And also, you know, we do the Bravo podcast on Thursdays. So I also wanted to show some support to Candy because Candy's been doing her thing on the show for a while. She did season 1. She did season 2. I just got done with season 1 and it really revolves around how many of them? 4 friends. I'd say 4 friends. One of them is a gay black man. They're all black. One of them who was played by Jessie Wu on the first season, and I'll tell y'all about that after I'm done describing it. But she plays Candy's love interest, and she has a few other things going on as well. But she does a really good job with that role. And then they have.
She's playing lesbian again.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and she sells sex toys on the show. So it's very candy coated.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's very believable. One of the girls, she got cheated on, literally, and she found out because he accidentally airplayed one of the videos that he made with the girl that he was sleeping with on the side. And I was like, wow, this is like embarrassing. And then one girl is messing around with a guy that's in a relationship, but she's like back and forth with this other guy. So it's just like a whole bunch of love triangles. Sugar daddies are involved. Sex toys are involved. It gives you a bit of everything, but it's really good. The only critique that I have, in which I've been hesitant to start season 2, is because they replaced Jessie Wu's character on the show. Well, not her character, but they replaced Jessie Wu on the show. So now they have somebody else playing her character. And if you've seen first season and you know who Jessie Wu is, you know, she's from Wild 'N Out. That character was specifically designed for Jessie Wu. Like, you could tell just the lines, the comedy, the little moments that she had throughout this first season. So now that they kind of replaced her, I'm not going to lie, I lost a lot of interest, especially since not only that, but 2 or 3 of the other main cast members are gone. They're not on the show anymore. So now we have season 2 with pretty much a whole new cast. I'm seeing Romeo Miller. I just don't care. Like, first season we had Kelly Price. I mean, it was just so many like random people that you would not expect to see. And I was here for it. But now this is just... I'm sorry?
You love those kind of shows. Like,
yeah,
when they bring back...
I do, but this season it's like Romeo Miller. And then I think they have India, what's her name? India Love?
Yeah. It's like, oh, if you want to act,
Yeah, that's where I'm like,
It's
what happened to the seasoned actresses? You know, I don't see it. So
well,
I don't know.
gotta be realistic. This is an all black show. This isn't BT Plus.
Yeah.
This isn't, Stars. This is.
I'm not. I also heard that a lot of wrongdoing was going on behind the scenes. Somebody was getting paid, especially somebody that was one of the leads was getting paid the salary of a stunt double or like a one episode type of person.
Go ahead, spill the tea.
Oh, they didn't specify what lead, but Jesse Wu talked about it in the YouTube video. So we still don't know who. We just know it was one of the leads.
I know it wasn't.
So no. So no, because Candy's still on it. It was definitely not Candy.
And she would not accept that either.
Yeah. I'm guessing it was one of the friends. So that's why Jesse Wu said she did, because it was just a lot going on behind the scenes. But yeah, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I don't know. I might go in and check out season 2 to support the cast that's on it. And then again, I might not. So we'll see. But I would highly recommend watching season 1 because...
How many episodes of season 2 are out?
All of season 2 is out, I want to say.
So then you finish season 1, you watch the first episode of season 2, and then you're like, I hate this? Or like, what is your thought process behind?
Okay, it ended November 16th. Yeah, no, I watched all of season 1, and then I got to season 2, and I'm like, what is this? Because the characters that I was like tuned in for and I was following, they're no longer on the show now. So why are we here?
You're right.
Why are we here? And then one of the characters that I really like, they replaced her with another girl. So I'm like, this isn't the same to me.
You're right. Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. I'll be honest with you. But not even going to front. But I am looking forward to, if you continue to watch it, or if you don't continue to watch it, but you also hear more behind the scenes drama.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, I definitely.
Double BFFR.
I'll definitely talk to y'all about it because it's a lot going on. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to keep talking about this show. But I do know that Family Business is coming back. So once that comes back, we're definitely going to, I'll definitely give y'all some details on that.
I just feel like I have to watch Family Business now because it's being announced that we're covering Family Business now, basically.
I feel like once you start, you're going to be like, and then your mom is going to stand in the living room and watch with you with her one hand on her hip. And she's going to be like, who's this? Who's that? Because that's how it is. And then they get drawn in. I just got my mom to watch one episode. And I don't know how she feels about it yet.
You told me she's not going to like that cussing.
Yeah, but my mom, it just depends on what day.
Yeah, same.
When she's in the mood for
like
it,
a lot of like gory stuff, a lot of unaliving stuff, a lot of stuff. But then she'll watch Good Girls, or she'll watch Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, and I'm like, every episode.
Not your mom. Not Better Call Saul.
Like
I'm not gonna lie though, Breaking Bad gets down.
Oh yeah, we watched it together a few years ago. Breaking Bad, especially at the end.
I still haven't, till this day, I still have not finished it.
No,
but when I was watching. I was like, wow.
I didn't watch it till it finished, and it was on Netflix, and it was. I think it was like a few years after it ended, maybe like 2000. I don't know, a few years after it ended, and then I'm like, this is not my kind of show. I watched the first episode, and I'm like, this is so boring. I don't know. The first season, I was like, this is so boring. I don't know how people are watching this. I'm like, isn't this the dad from Malcolm in the Middle? Like, what's going on? And then I'm just like, if you have cancer and your friend is offering you like money or a job, but you want to cook heroin instead, that's kind of, but whatever, none of my business. And then I got into it, and Jessie, and then that girl that plays Jessica Jones, she overdoses, And when that happened,
but he was pissing me off at first. I'm not gonna lie, because he didn't want to cook. Like, no, get your ass in there and cook. Like, this is what you want to do.
But
do it.
You're right.
And then, like, when shit got real and he needed to pay those bills, things changed quite quickly.
It ain't no fun
when the rapper got the gun.
Period.
And you seen him running around for his money like he was not playing.
He turned into a gangster. He turned into
real quick.
0 to 100 real quick. And I'm like, oh, I thought you was just a little school teacher.
He said, not no more.
Same though. Like, if I got cancer and I need the money, I'm selling whatever I have to sell because I'm not struggling anymore. Because that's why I'm like,
he was dead ass serious and not playing any games.
And just like him, I'd rather just die than go to jail. So fuck it. Like, I have nothing to lose. But anyways, we need to talk about something very important, something that we were raised with, something that everyone needs to watch out of and form their own opinions with. Good Burger 2 was released over the weekend. I'm in the minority of, I loved it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was silly. I thought it was not well written, because I'm not going to go that far, but I think that some of the antics were antics that we saw from the first movie. And yeah, there were just like so many unnecessary and weird cameos.
How did you feel about Jada Pinkett starring in such a big movie like this?
I feel like you can go to hell. I feel like you can go straight to hell.
Literally, as soon as I seen it, I'm like, I cannot wait to say this. I have been waiting all day to say that.
It took me 0.2 seconds to process it, and then I'm like, I know there were cameos, and then I know there was a running joke.
Yeah.
He was not.
She wasn't. But it was funny.
I hate to say it, but touche. Touche.
They did a really great I'll be honest with the storyline. I was like, but because it's like a childhood favorite and you like Keenan and you like Kel so much, you just want to see it do good.
Right. But then
you just want to see them team
not
up.
only Keenan and Kel are back, a lot of the people that were on the first movie came back, and then they were also involved in the production of it. They were, I don't know, like, I think they did a really respectful job. It was better than the Zoe 101 movie, for sure, for me. A lot better, way better. I like seeing that Kel had a bunch of kids that looked exactly like him. Like, that was hilarious. They brought back Roxanne, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Roxanne. So, I don't know. I liked it.
It was good. I'm going to let that Zoe 101 thing go.
What do you mean you're going to let it go?
Because I just felt like, whoa, like, why did we have to attack the Zoe 101 movie?
It wasn't me attacking Zoe 101. I thought that it was a good movie, but I just think that they could have...
Like, my God.
Certain people could have been brought back to the Zoe 101 movie.
They didn't want to come back.
They don't
want to come back. But yeah, Good Burger, yeah, great cast. I also like that Kevin, his name is Alex from The Chi. He was in it playing Kel's son.
And he looked exactly like him. The voice, he did great. Yeah. He made me laugh. I'm so proud of him, and I can't wait to see all the other projects that he's working on. He's going to be, you can tell he's going to be something else. The Good Burger car, the fact that he did the I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, and we're all dudes. Hey, like, it was good. It was a good time. It's just something to put on. It's not literally something to dissect and be like, why do they do this and that? Like, this is not motherfucking Oppenheimer.
It's very simple. Yeah, it's very simple. Just watch it. You have to turn your brain off.
Right.
That's what people don't understand. You can't, and I hate people that do that it's like they'll sit and they'll look at the movie and they'll analyze everything. This is a kid's movie. Some shit just don't make sense. And that's okay. It's like, it's still a good movie. It's still a good watch. Watch it.
They did it. They executed it perfectly. That's how I feel. Now, you know, story and all that, and stuff making sense. It's, you know, it was cute. But as far, like, as a whole, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Aaron?
I'll say the same.
I don't feel like it's the same. Speak up.
It's 7 out of 10.
When your voice goes like
it's a good show, guys. Like, it's really good. It's a good movie. I'm serious. I'm so serious. It's really good.
And you're standing on it.
It's a good movie, guys. Go watch it.
Okay.
But I want to know too, since we're into that, how did you feel about the Christmas movie?
The one with Brandy on it?
Yeah.
That feels trash. I'm sorry.
Best Christmas ever was trash to you?
Yeah, it was terrible. I wanted to like it so badly. Like,
I was not expecting you to say that at all. Like, I promise that.
Oh no, I meant that it was okay.
Wow, you really did not like it.
I was expecting.
I mean, that's how I feel about certain things too. Like, I'm not specifically that movie. I'm not even going to get into that. But I do feel like.
Is it about something that I liked?
Possibly. It's something that we discussed earlier, so we don't even have to bring it up. Like, that's why we scrapped it. But maybe we'll bring it up later on, because what I want to do is, that's why I'm not going to say the name yet, because I want to give it another chance, and then we'll talk to you guys about it. And then if I decide that I don't want to watch it, then we're probably not going to bring it up. So just forget Aaron even said anything about it. But this particular movie was really corny. It was very on brand for a Netflix Christmas movie, I felt. Maybe Lifetime Christmas movie. I'll say that. They should have been on Lifetime. I like to see Brandy.
That's what I watched it for Brandy. And the guy from American Pie, I'm like, oh my God, this is
He did a great job too.
Unlikely pairing. This is going to be a wackadoo fun Christmas like movie. And then the whole day I'm just like, this is the worst shit about us.
Oh my gosh.
But you can cover it since we're talking about it. I want you to take over.
I will say, okay, so we have Heather Graham, who plays Charlotte, and Brandy plays Jackie. So Charlotte and Jackie, they go way back in high school. Jackie and Charlotte's new husband, they used to have a fling back in high school. So I don't really know the circumstances, but it seems like Charlotte kind of stole him from Jackie. Or it seems like maybe they just happened to start dating like after high school. I don't know. Like, they didn't really explain that too well.
She was worried that Brandy was still going to take her man.
Yeah. And I was a little weirded out by that too, because I'm like, if Brandy has another man, why would that even be the case?
And a whole marriage, and it's been
like, and kids.
And a fine man at that.
Yeah, and it seemed like Charlotte wanted Brandy's man more than she wanted her own.
Ain't that,
if you ask me.
Especially when was that the part in the kitchen?
Yeah. I was like, this is strange. But the point is, Charlotte, I really don't know what her point was. I don't know if her point was she thought that Jackie and her husband had something going on, or she just did not want to see Jackie do good in life, because that was also implied. It was just a bunch of stuff, but I would say once they found her snooping around the house and she ruined that house, that candy cane house that they made for Jackie's husband's grandma or whatever.
For that.
I was like, this is silly. Like, I that's when I felt like I wasted a lot of time.
And that's the part that I was like, I made a huge mistake. I should have just rewatched. I should just rewatched. No. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my god, it's Brandy. It's a Christmas
not
movie.
A huge mistake.
I love movies. This is the best time of year. You know, I've been waiting at least 2 weeks for this movie because they've been advertising it for 2 weeks. Yeah. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, Brandy is in this movie. We're gonna have to watch it. We're gonna dissect it.
But if you notice, they stopped promoting it.
And then I was like, you know what? When it came down to it that day, because I had my turkey wings, I was like, should I watch this or should I rewatch the Lindsay Lohan one? Because the Lindsay Lohan one was good from beginning to end. The Lindsay Lohan one was good. I'm gonna need a verbal confirmation that the Lindsay Lohan one was good because I don't understand.
Oh, I haven't seen it. That's why I didn't say anything because I haven't seen it.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys know the Lindsay Lohan Netflix movie was good, and it was down to that or the new one, Best Christmas Ever. And I'm like, okay, you know what?
Was it better than Vanessa Hudgens?
No, the princess Christmas movies. She did it. She got it. She got it. As far as Netflix wise, she got it. The Hudgens has it. She's the Lacey Chabert of Netflix.
I hate that I understand these references, but
if you watch a lot of Lifetime or Hallmark especially, you know that Lacey Chabert is in 72 of the 73 Christmas movies, and it's her, and then it's either Tia or Tamera Mowry, and that's it.
And then wasn't it Lori Loughlin at one point?
Oh, before she went to jail. And before she was electric sliding,
but
on Instagram. Do you want to talk about Lori Loughlin, Aaron? Oh, okay, let's get back to that. Let's get back to Best Christmas.
Why are we being so aggressive? Like I just said,
I cannot believe my eyes. Like they just wanted to just electric slide after she done lied and cheated to get her Olivia Jade, and then Olivia Jade is just back in the mix, and it was okay.
But why did she also step so hard for that particular thing?
I'm not going to say that they ate it, but I'm not going to say that they didn't eat it. That's why I was so mad, because I'm like, not only are you a felon and you're electric sliding on my timeline, but you're actually on beat, and that's pissing me off.
It's like that Little Mermaid and Mickey Mouse meme. Like, they were really hitting that shit hard.
Exactly. If you guys have seen that, but yeah.
I just felt like this would have been a good time too for like maybe a Parker's / Moesha Christmas special.
No, I don't think that would work either. I think that's asking, like that takes preparation, time, the right people. I think that's maybe like 2026 we can get that. But right now, I don't think that.
Or Zoe went on one Christmas special at least. I mean,
yeah, I can agree with that one.
Or maybe some Victorious, but no, we didn't get any of that. Instead, we got Brandy in this Christmas movie. And I also, my thing is, I've seen Star too, so I'm used to Brandy playing a certain role now. Like I'm used to her having a gun, and I'm used to her standing on business. I'm not gonna lie. So it's like to see her back in these Christmas movies, I don't know how I feel about it. Like Brandy was a straight up G.
I'm there with you with Star, but I don't see her as.
And then she was on Queens.
I think, you know what? Do I want to say this or not? I'll just say I'm used to her character on The Gate.
Chardonnay.
That's who I see her as. Or because she reprises the role of Cinderella, I'm used to her as Black Cinderella. I don't know the Star character. That was like what 2 seasons she did that.
But she did a damn good job though.
In your mind?
Like I don't know. I feel like once you're on screen with Queen Latifah, and Patti LaBelle.
This is actually like something that I wanted to bring to the podcast, like the conversation that I was having, is how we know, or different generations or different people in general know stars from certain roles that you wouldn't really necessarily count as their signature role. Like, for example, for me, everyone knows Jerry Seinfeld from Seinfeld. And me, I was young when that was around, so I definitely didn't watch that shit. And I watched some episodes when I was really older, but I'm a Friends girl. Seinfeld, I haven't really gotten the humor just yet. I like the stand-up parts. But for me, I know Jerry Seinfeld from the B Movie. And then when I'm having conversations with older people especially, and they're like Jerry Seinfeld, and I'm like, oh, the guy from the B Movie? And they're like, from Seinfeld, asshole.
The icon. Like, no.
From the B Movie. And he's from Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. But they're like, so it's just weird where we know people from.
That's how I feel about Frasier, too.
So you know Frasier as?
Camille's ex-husband.
As Camille's ex-husband.
Who left her ass in that limousine.
Average person or someone older than us will be like, no, from Frasier. Because there's a Frasier reboot on right now we talked about, and he needs to reboot Girlfriend since he's going around rebooting shit. But that's not.
My thing is, we didn't need that, but that's for another day. Because I started watching it, and I was like,
"You've been watching it?" But
I started.
Old Frasier?
I started. I liked it to go to. I'm not gonna say it because I felt like I got in trouble last time, so I'm not gonna say it.
I'm not a huge Frasier. I'm not here for Frasier as by himself.
No, but I mean, like, you guys like Frasier, Seinfeld, and Friends.
And Friends, you can't say shit about, especially.
Like, that's how they feel, so I'm not going to say too much about that.
Yeah.
But I will say,
your review.
It's very calming for me.
Calming. Yes, calming. Yeah. That is how I feel about Seinfeld too. Seinfeld is very calming.
It's like
very attention grabbing. B movie.
5 Benadryls. 5 Benadryls worth of calm with like NyQuil. With a shot of NyQuil.
Okay, so yeah. The last thing that we did want to talk about that I'll let Aaron kick off was because we're talking about Zoe 101. Nostalgic things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys saw that article or if you saw the viral clip. Everyone has been talking about this shit, especially people our age, because they're ruining our childhood. Not ruining it, but definitely bringing a different light under it. Ned's Declassified has a podcast. If you go back to when we first started doing 2 episodes, we talked a lot about Christy Carlson Romano.
And Kaya joked around and she was like, damn, like please bring Ned's Declassified back so they can stop begging and hollering and hooting on that damn podcast.
And she must have heard me say it because I feel like more people listen to our podcasts than we think. And that's why I'd be so surprised when people like DM us either separately or in the main profile. I'm like, well, how do you know this? And they're like, you said it on the podcast. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did. But, okay, so we did an episode. We talked about Chrissy Carlson Romano. I confronted Aaron because Aaron followed Chrissy Carlson Romano from the Bravo Black profile because I was like, when did we say that's not wrong? Like, that was when we were following more people, but I'm like, how did she get into the mix? And she would always go on these hikes, or she would talk about how it was on set on Even Stevens and how she doesn't really know Shia and how, I don't know, people selling drugs.
I don't know. I just thought it was like interesting because every week she would have another story. Right. And then, but now it's gotten worse. Like now when I say, I don't know what they're getting paid, but like they are working hard.
So
I will say that.
The deal is before Aaron gives you the story, I'm setting the scene. Chrissy Carlson Romano, she did it went viral. She got her podcast. She had so many different people on her podcast, and now she's doing it with Annalise Vanderpool from That's So Raven. So she has a podcast I recall. I think the Pod Coer, something to do with podcasts. And it's basically her podcast, another show's podcast, and then now she has Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Yeah. It's like all three of them. Black boy.
And then the dad from Wizards of Waverly Place in Harper.
Yes. That's it. That's the other one. So they get on the podcast, the Ned's Declassified podcast, and they telling all the business. And the shit went viral. And it's like, go ahead. No, well,
they said that they were doing lots of stuff behind the scene.
What were they doing?
They said Mose was sucking dick. Well, Mose said she was sucking dick. And specifically Ned's. Like, and I don't know, I kind of didn't like that. I didn't like hearing it, I'm not going to lie. It was just a lot to me because I'm like, certain things I can kind of live without hearing. Like, I didn't need to know that. When she said it, I was like, whoa, cut the cameras. Like, cut the mic off. Cut it off.
They both. And they looked each other in the eye.
And she said she was getting around, like...
On set?
Not just Ned, she was getting around. And then Cookie kind of laughed, and I'm like...
You want to say something?
Like, what were y'all all doing? And I'm not going to lie, I didn't think it would be Mose. I had my reasons for that, too.
I'll be straight up. I thought she was a lesbian.
I did, too. Yeah. No, and it was Bunhead. Was it Bunheads? Or it was some show that she played soccer in?
No, it was Pretty Little Liars. You gotta see.
Was it? Yes. But her role was like, I'm like, I can kind of see her being a lesbian. Like, I don't know. I just never seen her being into guys. But to see, and especially on Ned's Declassified, they didn't really have any chemistry.
She was with Shay Mitchell, I think, on Pretty Little Liars, who was the gay one, the lesbian. So then I'm like, okay, finally she found a role that's close to her in person. And then we go on Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide podcast, and it's like
she's like,
oh, do you remember that time? And then they talk about it. It was multiple times. She wasn't just like, she was like, oh, the time in our car in the back seat, and he's like, what? I don't remember that time. And she's like, oh, the time where you did it.
I kind of felt like, at a certain point, I'm like, oh, girl, are you making up shit to boost these views? But either way, I can't blame her because it's working. It is working. And if I got a guaranteed answer about something that I'm saying right now going viral and getting us more views and getting us more money, I would say it. I'm not gonna lie. I would say it 1,000 times too.
You know what? I would say that like this is out of my moral bound, but at the same time, that shit got millions and there's articles. People are listening to the podcast. I've seen that clip on the Shade Room. Ned's Declassified podcast on the Shade Room is not a sentence I thought I would be saying in 2023. So we'll leave that with you. I guess.
I wonder what was going on in the set of Life with Derek now.
They have one about that, I think. I think one of them was like a guest on either Christy Carlson Romano's podcast or the Wizards of Waverly Place podcast. The one where and also isn't the Wizards of Waverly Place one also with the guy from like Good Luck Charlie, like the dad from Good Luck Charlie, or no? Or
I think maybe the dad from Good Luck Charlie. Disney, but I remember the guy from Wizards of Waverly Place because his nudes got leaked. And I was like, what the hell? Like
that wasn't that far after
I didn't know.
We Place either.
This was too much for me because I'm like, he's the dad on Wizards of Waverly Place. We don't do this type of stuff. Like, what are you talking about? And then on That's So Raven, it's like, you guys smoke pot. Like, Chelsea's like, yeah, we hit bongs and we did all of this stuff.
Can you guys please, like, shut up? Like, for
stop. I mean, keep talking because I want to hear it, but stop at the same time because I'm surprised. Like, what? I just want to sit down with her now. Like, what happened on Cadet Kelly? What happened on Even Stevens? What really happened on Even Stevens? Because if you told this, then who knows?
But that wasn't Christy that told this. This was
No, I'm talking about Shia LaBeouf. Like when she kept bringing up Shia LaBeouf, I'm like, what else? Because at that time she was kind of like,
I want to know a couple things
on the fence.
I'll leave it at that.
Not you looking into the camera and directly saying, I know a couple of things about Shia LaBeouf. I really want to get the people from Holes. Because there's there's a few things.
They did have a Holes reunion. Remembers
and it was really awkward. Yeah, I do remember that. The whole time I'm like,
is still in that weird area where he's been canceled, but then I don't know if he's making a comeback or what.
He's like, do you want to dig a hole or do you want to do an interview?
The guy that plays Zero met up with Shia, and they did a mini Holes reunion, and a couple other people were there. But I don't know. All I know is y'all need to check that interview out. Listen to it, because we have a lot of people around our age that watch that show. And
invite us on the podcast, honestly, guys.
Y'all can come on this podcast. Let us know. Yeah. Secrets. We said it straight up. I gave it to Aaron to say it conspicuously, but he said straight up y'all was sucking dick. So I don't know.
I mean, there's no other way to say that.
I thought that you were gonna frame it differently, but fuck it. This is Bravo.
That's what they were doing. I'm not gonna tell y'all anything. I'm not gonna lie.
You're right.
That's how she said it too.
So,
but y'all check that out.
Check that out. We'll be back for the Bravo episode, and we might have a special guest. We don't know. These things take time, and we could be dead by then. Also, subscribe to our Patreon. Hit us up on Threads, because we will be on Threads very soon. I think, what is it? Tonight is Salt Lake City when we're recording this, but when this comes out, tonight will be Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Real Housewives of Miami. So we will absolutely be threading it. Me and Aaron, because Aaron hasn't been using Thread that much, but tomorrow, aka today when you hear this, he's gonna be on, okay? Because
I know y'all used to me, because I've been on Twitter tweeting with y'all, and it's been fun, but we're gonna hop over on Threads. So all the Twitter people too, make sure you check Threads out that night.
Yes, tonight.
And watch out. Yeah, tonight.
And I actually threaded a little bit of Potomac and Married to Medicine. So I'll be on there, and I'll be on there a lot. I'll talk about other things too. I talk about stuff that we talk about on here, news, just fun stuff, thoughts that pop into my mind, song lyrics. I saw on there today, finally, some breaking news. This is the first time I saw breaking news. I found out that there's going to be a Boys spinoff called The Boys Mexico, and Diego Luna is supposedly going to be heading that. So I cannot wait for whatever The Boys has planned. Aaron, you need to get into The Boys because you finished Gen V. And, I'm watching Invincible, so you need to get into The Boys, period. But y'all, hit us up, DM us. We love you so much. Thank you for supporting us. And we will be back and talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
A Hurrdat Media Production.